It's a new year and new responsibilities for Portland City Commissioner Carmen Rubio. The mayor's shakeup in bureaus comes at a time that the city is embarking on changing its entire form of government. And Commissioner Rubio is among those navigating this transition. Carmen Rubio was elected in 2020 after a decade as executive director of the Latino Network. Commissioner Carmen Rubio, welcome back to Eye on Northwest Politics.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Let's talk your bureau assignments first. You went from parks, community technology, and planning and sustainability to now the Housing Bureau, the Bureau of Development Services, Prosper Portland, and you keep planning and sustainability and
Yes.
technology has been wrapped into that. Now, how do these new bureau assignments change what you do at City Hall?
So it's really the work continues, but what's different now is that I now have the opportunity to really deep dive into a lot of these issues with these new bureaus. And as you know, the mayor, reassigned all the bureaus by function and by into clusters or portfolio areas. And so we're calling mine, or the one that I've been assigned, community and economic development. So in this way, it really enables us as commissioners to really focus in efficiencies, look at streamlining how the work is done together across bureaus, and ultimately provide better service to community.
You now have the Housing Bureau, which Commissioner Dan Ryan had before you. He's still in charge of the Safe Rest Villages for the homeless. What do you think about the Safe Rest Village concept and also the mayor's plans for mega camps across the city?
Well, I think that there's no doubt that community is very interested in finding a way to navigate all the challenges, especially post-pandemic. I'm supportive of Commissioner Ryan's efforts around the Safe Rest Villages, and I'm glad they're moving forward. And now with the work that the new chair, Chair Vega Peterson is working in alignment with the governor and as well as the mayor working in alignment with the governor's recent mandates around houselessness and housing emergency. I feel like we're poised to really tackle this in a collaborative, cross-jurisdictional way.
Are we ever going to be able to get a handle on this problem? It seems to be intractable sometimes.
It feels that way, but I do want to say that internally, I see the progress that we're making. What's essential though is that we catalyze and really look at the whole continuum. It's not just about, working on one end of the continuum or the other. We have to be doing it in concert with one another, collaboratively across jurisdictions, and we have to recognize this for the urgency that it is. So in that way, I know my colleagues and I are all aligned. I know that we're aligned with the other elected officials in the region and the governor. And that to me is the bright spot in this. And it makes me feel like we're all rowing in the same direction.
On the mayor's plan for the big homeless campsites, we heard about the possibility of one site in southeast Portland off Milwaukee Boulevard. Where does that stand now? Will that be one of the sites?
I don't know. I have not yet been personally briefed on each of those sites. So when I know more, I'm happy to share more.
Okay. What are your priorities when it comes to affordable housing and building new affordable housing units?
Well, it definitely we need more affordable housing units. We need more housing across the continuum as well. We need workforce housing. We need to have the ability for every person that wants to live in Portland to be able to afford to live in Portland and live here, raise their families here, and come enjoy our city in all respects, and not have to go out of their way just to make a livelihood for themselves. So I'm focusing on all the components of the continuum around housing. And now that I have this cluster, it's really helpful to really have the ability to take a bigger look from the zoning all the way to how we do permitting and how we make sure that we get projects the support they need to get on the road and out the door.
Let's change focus here a little bit. There's a committee now looking to divide the city into 4 districts before the November 2024 elections. 3 commissioners will come from each of those 4 districts. That puts 12 commissioners on the council instead of the current 5. What do you think of the charter changes?
I've long been a supporter of changing the form of government. It's something that I've long thought since I first worked in this building that we needed. I'm also have been a longtime supporter of a city administrator or city manager. And the opportunity for more representation through districting. So I think those are all really good things. So on balance, there were some concerns that I had, with the proposal, but on balance, as a whole, I'm excited for it. I supported it. We're taking action right now to get ready to shift that management and introduce and transition into a new form of government.
Will you run for one of the district seats when that comes up?
I'm not there yet, but all things are on the table. Yes.
How hard is it to get things done knowing that everything will change in less than 2 years?
It does create a challenge of time, like there's this very strong, clear deadline. What it's done is it's made us realize and focus, laser focus on what can we get done and what are some things that we can start creating a strong foundation so that the next council can pick up that work and continue in a way that they're not having to start over from zero.
Now, we both work downtown, and people are starting to come back to downtown again. I do see that. But there are still a lot of issues. We've still got homeless, we've still got break ins, some empty storefronts in downtown Portland. What do you think needs to be done to turn all this around?
Well, I think definitely, activation is the key here. We're big proponents of doing what we can to activate our public spaces, bringing that traffic back into downtown, looking at ways that, now that, across the country, the way that we've worked has shifted. But there are still opportunities to really utilize, the buildings that we have downtown, opportunities to catalyze small businesses, and make sure that we keep that spirit that Portland has, that unique spirit, at the forefront and creating that support so that we can keep it alive and grow it. And we're going to bring back our downtown.
We've got less than a minute left, Commissioner, but do we need help at the state level to get the city back on track?
Well, absolutely. We need help from all our jurisdictions. I'm really, really thrilled that our new governor is right there with us. She believes in Portland. She's been an active partner with the mayor, with us. And I really strongly believe that we're going to make some good progress this year together.
Commissioner Carmen Rubio, thank you for joining us again on Eye on Northwest Politics.
Great. Thank you so much, Ken.